Welcome to Module 4, Shaping the Schedule. In this particular module, we'll be working through linking and unlinking tasks, and we'll also format the critical path. When it comes to linking and unlinking tasks, the critical thing to be aware of is working with the various dependency types that are available to you. You want to make sure that as you start to shape your schedule, that the relationship among tasks are set so that when one task, for example, finishes, then the other task can start, and you want to create that dependency between those two tasks. So the file that you will want to have open is the module 4 file, and we're going to want to make sure that we have that saved as a different file name. That's the very first thing that we'll do. Then we're going to move into linking tasks, and then we'll link some non-adjacent tasks, and we'll do this during the actual hands-on portion. And then we'll also link with the task information dialog box. Then we'll learn about the critical path and working with the Gantt chart wizard. The Gantt chart wizard is a wizard that allows us to step-by-step format the critical path. And what it's doing is it's looking at the combination of tasks in your schedule that actually determine the end date of the schedule. And if those tasks happen to move out, then it will affect the end date of the project, and that's considered, those tasks are considered to be critical tasks, and they make up the critical path. And we'll go through that, and we'll actually work through that wizard. And then we'll conclude with the recap quiz. Let's get started with the Module 4 step-by-step portion of the exercise. So you should have the file that you got from either the website or from your instructor or administrator, and it should be the Module 4 file, and you should have saved it out on your desktop or in a designated directory so that you have easy access to it. So the first thing we'll do regarding linking tasks, and as you can see, this is a schedule that has some structure to it, and the first thing that it's asking us to do is to select tasks 2 through 7. So with task 2 selected, I can hold down the shift key and click on task number 7, or I can click and drag down to task number 7. In all cases, I want to make sure that those tasks are highlighted, very much like you highlighted them before you indented them in the previous module. In this case, what we're looking for is the link tasks button. So let's go ahead and take our pointer up to the link task and click on that. And you'll notice what it does out here in the Gantt chart is it then creates these dependencies among the different tasks that we've been working with. In the next section, it's asking us to link non-adjacent tasks, which in this case is task number 7, and we want to hold down the control key and click on task number 9 and do the same thing and create a dependency between these two tasks, between the milestone task and the first task of the next set of tasks underneath the summary. Okay, then let's go ahead and highlight 9 through 18, and we'll link the remaining set of tasks within the schedule. I'll go back up to the link tasks, and I'll click on that, and you'll notice how it's created the dependencies among those other tasks. Now we can also link with the task information dialog box, so let's go to task number 18. Let's double click on that task. I'll bring my dialog box up here, and you're going to want to go into the predecessors tab, and you can click on the ID field for the next empty row here for that particular task, and you're going to go to the ID, type in number 7, and you can hit the check mark and notice that the scope complete also comes in and becomes a predecessor to the final task here of project complete, and I can click OK, and that also creates a dependency between those tasks. So you're learning about different ways in which you can create the different dependencies among the tasks, and you'll learn about doing that with some other tasks a little bit later on within the modules. Now this next section is around formatting the critical path, and as I mentioned in the intro, the formatting the critical path is important to you as a project manager because it shows you which tasks are critical, so that as those tasks change and you start to make modifications to them, they could go from non-critical to critical, and it's important that you understand that because it could affect the end date of your project, and you want to be sensitive to that. So let's go ahead and format the critical path. What we're looking for and I'll move my toolbars around here, what you're looking for is a button that's going to say Gantt Chart Wizard, and you simply go up to that and you select it, and you notice that the dialog box comes up, welcomes you to the Gantt Chart Wizard. You hit next there, then you're going to choose critical path, and you're going to hit next, and for the most part you're just going to take the default settings here. Resources and dates are fine. Do you want to show a link line between tasks? That's fine as well. And then finally you're going to format it. And then we'll exit the wizard. And you'll notice that in this case, all the tasks here are critical because of the dependency types. What you'll see later on as we make adjustments to this, how tasks go from critical to non-critical as you start to work with them. So at this point, you can simply save the file and close it out, and we'll move on to the module recap.